For those who need service to Clark Street or Hoyt Street, please use the
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Wearing a mask or face covering is required when you travel on the subway or bus. Stay safe.
Press 1 to speak with someone about possibly extending or reinstating your car's warranty.
What?
Dick! You never called me. This is your mother, Ethel.
What the fuck?
Don't ignore me. Where you going? Remember those magazines I found under your mattress? I never got over that. This is your mom. Give me a call. You'll never call me anymore.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Oops. Hey, what's up, everybody? And welcome to another exciting episode of the Low Budget Show with Damon Millard. I'm Damon Millard. You joined us for a good one. On today's show, we have guest Mike Doran.
And it came out pretty funny.
Mike Doran stops by.
And it was like such a beautiful moment.
He tells us about his band, the Yahootees. Talk about cross-dressing.
This show gets deeper and deeper with every question.
It's a pretty good one, actually.
I think you suck.
You don't have to take my word for it. Stick around, that's coming right up. Also, on today's show, we're going to have a new segment, Cooking with Dame. I'm going to teach you a secret recipe. Don't just go telling everybody. I'll take you in the kitchen. We'll prepare a little meal. Doesn't that sound like a good idea? You'll probably want to get a little notebook so you can write down the ingredients and the steps and all that stuff. Also, on today's show, I'll tell you about my recent trip to Myrtle Beach. Had some fun there. I'll tell you all about that. Also have some bad news. I'll get into that, too, here in a minute. What else? Lots of stuff. We got lots of stuff on the show. Let's do it. Get a hold of me, Damon, at DamonMillard.com. You can actually use this now. Yeah, you can. I got my website back. Not a lot going on there right now, but if you want to, you can send me a message. Or why don't you just put a little comment down below? We're going to be making a recipe here in the kitchen in a minute. Do you got a secret recipe? You guys you got one? Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and share with your friends. Mike is the lead singer of the Yahootees. They used to be called the Yahootie Mormons, but they're not called that anymore. This is a cool little vinyl that I got from Mike the other day. I don't have any way of playing it, though. That's a 4-track EP right there. Gonna want to check that out. It features Crossdressing with My Dad. That's the big hit that they had. Mike gave this to me, but I'd be willing to sell this, dude. What do you think? A few bucks? Oh, man, it's got Mike's phone number right on there, dude. 212-777-0261 if you want to get a hold of Mike. It says you got to be 18 or older to call. I wonder what happens on that call, right? Sounds like a fun call. Maybe we should give it a try, dude. I don't know if you noticed, I have this weird little setup today. I know my girlfriend's gonna watch the show, and she's still in North Carolina. I didn't want you to be able to see a lot of the apartment, you know? It's kind of a mess, you guys. I've been doing nothing but eating like chili dogs and watching cartoons for like 2 weeks. I flew down there to visit her. I took a plane to Raleigh. Is that how you say it? And then we drove to Myrtle Beach. I'll save the sad stuff for the end. Let me tell you about Myrtle Beach. It's just like this oceanside touristy town. It's got, here, I got a little video actually. It's got all of these beach stores. There's like dozens of these, you know, where like you can go in and you can get like swim trunks or tank tops and everything's got like a fucking stupid saying on there. Like, it'll be like, I'm not as think as you drunk I am. Like that kind of stuff. There's like literally 60 or 70 of these stores, man. How do they stay in business? I don't get it. And I was actually walking down the street and the guy goes, hey, t-shirts, like, yeah, no shit. Oh, t-shirts, oh, I've been looking for those. It was me and my girlfriend and her dad. We went to an arcade. Arcades have changed a lot. Like when I was growing up, I used to love Aladdin's Castle and stuff and like, you know, the stand-up like Mario Brothers or Donkey Kong or like Galaga, shit like that. I didn't have a lot of those. Like I played this shooting game where I was able to kill a bunch of rabbits, which is cool because I like killing rabbits, but not in real life. Does that make any sense? No? It was actually like a game where like rabbits, and I was actually shooting plungers. I don't know who came up with this. Some guy on mushrooms came up with this, but you're shooting these rabbits with plungers. It wasn't like a video game where I was just like stabbing rabbits. You know what I mean? That'd have been weird. So that was that. We played mini golf. Went to Jurassic Golf. There wasn't a lot going on except at this one part, and there's like a big T-Rex. Doesn't come on all that often. It only roars like every 30 minutes. I stood in front of that gate waiting for those lights to come on. I wasted like a whole day doing that, really. I won, by the way. I beat my girl in mini golf. That's what I do. I went in the ocean. They say the ocean is salt water, and it is. I hadn't been in the ocean in a long time, and I don't think I've ever gone out as far as I did this time. Like, the waves are coming, and then I get kind of out there, and then this fucking... Dude, it is so scary. Like, it's like the size of like a I want to say a 2-story house, but I'm probably exaggerating for effect here. It's kind of what I do. It was fun. I got more of a tan. I'm looking pretty good, right? Whatever, you guys, cut it out, you guys. I bought a fake knife that retracts, you know what I mean? So like when you stab somebody, the knife blade goes into the knife itself, but pretty cool. You'll see it on an upcoming sketch, I'm sure. Bought that at a place called the Gay Dolphin. I don't think my girlfriend's dad wanted to go in there. I'm like, dude, you're in your 80s. No one's gonna fuck you. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm sure there's somebody that would. Anyway, so there was that. Then we went to this buffet, right? It's called Benjamin's Buffet. Is that right? So we go in, and there's this big, what is that called? Big model ship of like, I think it was like the Queen Elizabeth. I don't know. Why we got to name ships after famous people, right? Why couldn't it just be like the guy who works at the corner store? Rich people already got everything. Maybe you name it after fucking Larry at the corner store. People are like, hey, I heard about this Larry dude. I don't know if I'm doing good right now. I feel comfortable, but I've been trying to fast after this buffet situation, so my brain's a little foggy right now. I don't feel great. It is just gluttony at its worst. It actually boasts that it has 170 types of food. I could literally name like 4 things. If I named all the food that I can think of, okay, you got your sandwiches, you got spaghetti, pizza, and chicken wings. 2, 3, 4. That's 4 things. There's only 4 kinds of food, but this place, you get there, they said they got 170 kinds of food, and they kind of did. I don't know. I think they were counting like all the vegetables individually, but like vegetables should only be like one thing. You can't count green peppers as a food, and then also red peppers as its own separate food. Anyway, I'm not a big seafood fan, but lately I've been, here's a good pun for you. I've been getting out in the water a little bit. So I was eating crab legs, and crab legs are actually pretty hard to eat because you gotta like crack them. Getting the meat out in one piece, it's like me and my girlfriend were having a competition about it, and I was doing pretty good. She wasn't doing that great. She was just eating it with the shell on. Here's the thing, every once in a while you get one that's like really hard to open. And because it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet, I was acting like a real gluttonous king. I would just like, fuck it. Throw it on the discard pile and just go back for more. I know, some of you guys are judging me right now, but I need to tell you something, man. The fishing industry is fucked. And I know this because I watched a documentary. It is the #1 polluter of the ocean. Dude, you can stop using plastic straws all you want, and you're not going to even make a dent. Nothing's going to change, so what's it matter? I took one bite of a crab leg. I threw it in the discard pile. Give me another one. I don't give a shit. We'll get through this. We'll get through this, you guys. Thanks for sticking around with me, by the way. Still only got 166 subscribers, so tell some people, please, man. Tell your brother. Tell that aunt who keeps wearing those tight tops. Tell her about the show. And then have her call Mike. His number's 212-777-0261. She's over 18, right? She can call. Yeah, it was crazy. It was gluttonous, disgusting. Change the fishing industry and then we'll talk. Until then, I'm not recycling. I'm not doing nothing. I don't give a shit, bro. When I die and everything is blackness and it all goes away and it's like I never existed in the first place, then you guys can come talk to me. Nothing matters. Wow. This show went off the rails. I need you guys to get me some subscribers, man. It's taken a piece out of my soul to keep doing this. I thought you guys liked the show. People tell me they like the show. Look, I got some Dustin stickers. I got these Dustin stickers. So if you want one of those, comment below and then send me a message with your address. I'll mail it to you. I'm not going to come over to your house, no matter how hard you beg. I'll come over to your aunt's house, though. Okay, so here's the rough part. I'm going to try and keep it together. I might cry, dude. Do you think that would make good TV? It probably would, but I'm going to try and be strong for you guys. So we're in the motel, seedy Oceanside motel. Doesn't even have cable. They don't give a shit. They're like, you here for the ocean? Go to the ocean. Just come back, change your underwear here. That's all this place is for, changing underwear. So my dog's on the bed. We get up and we get dressed. We're getting ready to go back to the ocean. Very salty. She jumps down and she hurt her leg, dude. She tore her ACL and now she got a big limp. She's gonna have surgery and she's gonna do that. And yeah, so if you guys know anything about ACL dog surgery, your dog ever have a surgery, put a comment below. Let me know how that worked out for you. Let me know you got any way I could take care of this little puppy dog. Oh, the Milwaukee Comedy Fest. I don't think the low budget show is in there anymore. I think there was a mix-up with my application. I applied as the low budget show, and then when I got the schedule, I'm headlining a show in the Milwaukee Comedy Fest on Sunday, October 10th. And there was no mention of the low budget show. So I don't really know if we're going to be doing the low budget show live, you guys. I'm still working on that. I'll keep you up to date. When I find out something, I'll let you guys know. If you're in the Milwaukee area, come see me, please. You're going to want to stick around because we got Mike Doran of the Yahootees coming up. Comment below if you know anything about dogs going into surgery. She's a fat little bitch, so I'm kind of nervous of her going under anesthesia. Send me a message about anything. How's your LSATs? Did you take the LSATs? Remember we were studying together? It's good. I hope I helped you out. Here's what we're going to do, you guys. We're going to go to the new segment, Cooking with Dame, and right from that, we'll go into the interview with Mike Doran. You guys cool with that? Let's cook something together. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Cooking with Dame. Today, I'll be doing a family recipe. You're going to need a few things. You're going to need a plate. I'm going to be using these Pope plates. Okay, you don't need to use Pope plates, but if you have them, I would use it. Also, protein today is a hot dog. This one's all beef, but you can use chicken if you want to be healthier. And then you're gonna need a microwave also. First step is put the hot dog on the plate. I like to put it right in the middle. If you're feeling adventurous, you could maybe do it here or even over here. Now we're gonna pop this bad boy right in the microwave like that. Some recipes call for a minute, but I noticed 55 seconds works pretty well too. And start. And there you have it, 55-second hot dog. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Low Budget Show. And joining me now is my good friend, Mike Doran of the Yahootees.
Hello. Hey, Damon. Good to see you, man.
Thanks for joining me.
My pleasure.
What you been up to?
Funny you should ask. I started a band when I was a freshman in college. I'm sure most of your fans are pretty aware of that.
Yeah.
And so that was back in 1978.
That was a good year.
Oh, man, yeah. I was younger. And we were called the Yahootie Mormons back then. We played talent shows, or we called them no talent shows. And we actually had a following in New York City, believe it or not. We had a couple of videos that were on Comedy Central and things. What's happened recently was right before COVID hit last year, the guy I started the band with, my good friend Jim Fletcher, came to town for Toy Fair. He's kind of a big shot at DC Comics.
Okay.
And he came in for Toy Fair and he said, let's write a song together. I'm like, I don't have any lyrics. But he took out his iPad and it had GarageBand. He started putting some music on it off the top of his head. I started singing something off the top of my head. And it was called Clown Car. And it came out pretty funny. So we finished that song. And before I knew it, probably because of COVID, so thank you, COVID. Probably because of COVID, he started taking all these songs that we never professionally recorded back in the 80s and 90s when we thought we were going to make it. And they came out really well. So he sings like half of them, I re-sing half of them, change some lyrics around. So there's a couple new songs, all new music, but we're excited that we're these old dudes. We're these old dudes, and we're about to, old dudes who sit like this.
Yeah.
And we're about to release our first new record since 2001.
That's cool.
And you are having the exclusive on that release, so.
That's right. You heard it here first. Low budget show, Yahootees. Not that you Yahootie Mormons anymore.
We're not Yahootie Mormons, and we weren't ever making fun of any religion in it. I named the band when I was 17, and I remember thinking, it'd be really cool, it'd be edgy to name something with juxtaposition. Yeah. So I named our band originally Judas Priest, and I thought it was really cool. I swear to God, I was 17. I was living in Florida, and everything was like Dan Fogelberg and lame rock and roll. So I must have known about it in the back of my head.
Right.
And then I was like quickly tongue-lashed, like there was a band called Judas Priest. And I'm like, Can we name ourselves Bruce Springsteen? I guess that was taken as well.
Yeah, that one, that's gone.
No, way gone.
That's been claimed.
Yeah.
I'm here interviewing Mike D from Judas Priest.
No, Yahootees. Rock and roll.
Hey, that's cool. So what's that, 20 years went by?
20 years are, so we played in the city at like CBGB's and the Scrap Bar, shout out to Steve, and Spiral, shout out to Tom, and Sidewalk Cafe, and Latch, shout out to you. We really did have a following, which was kind of neat because I'm not a very good singer.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Thank you. And my band wasn't always fascinated with tuning their instruments.
Yeah.
But we'd get on stage, we'd have a lot of fun. And
you guys are like kind of punk as fuck.
We a little punky. I was influenced by They Might Be Giants and Violent Femmes and stuff like that.
Yeah, Violent Femmes are my shit. I love those guys.
And we're actually older than both of those bands.
Those
but we
copy motherfuckers.
Those guys, I know it. This is the interview where I'm releasing our new album, but also suing both of those bands.
Yeah, you should.
Did you see that the guy, the little baby on the cover of Nirvana, is suing Nirvana for the dick pic of him when he was little?
I feel like he just is looking to get rich.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen worse at Brooklyn Bridge Park, to be honest with you. So Clown Car, it's coming out?
I think in the next week or so, we're going to release it on the way most big bands release things, on Facebook.
Oh.
And it's on SoundCloud. The name of the record's going to be called Huckleberry. And
how many tracks?
We got 11 tracks.
That's cool.
It starts off with a song called Surgeons, which is about a guy performing heart surgery, and he realizes that the doctor he's supposed to perform it with, who happens to be his lover, she's missing.
Yeah.
Making out with the intern. And of course he butchers the surgery. And I gotta believe that's like one of the number one causes of death in America right now, is that surgeons having affairs with each other. So
it's true.
It's a very topical song.
I watched Grey's Anatomy, and so
you know it.
You know
it. That happens all the time.
This happens regularly. It's one of the leading causes of divorce too.
Seriously, right?
I mean, you get out of heart surgery and you're served with papers immediately. What got you into music in the first place?
I always wrote songs, even as a little kid, in my head, but I never learned how to play an instrument.
Yeah.
But I had the music that would come to my head, and they were so lame, some of the songs. But then, right when I was going to college, my ex-brother-in-law was in a band called Jet Cake Tins and the Manar Raider Rangers, and they couldn't sing or play instruments, but punk rock was really just coming to America.
Yeah.
And I liked their attitude, so I started writing jokey songs with a little edge. Jim, who I started the band with, Jim Fletcher, he woke me up one night. I had to wake up early for like a college soccer game, and I'm hearing this pounding on my wall. Boom, 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 boom. And I guess he had an art project due the next day, which was taking clay and sculpturing and something like that. But he liked the idea that he could bounce the clay off of a wall and didn't know he was waking me up. So I went over to yell at him. And when he answered the door, I'm like,
Listen, young man.
he had his albums out front, and there was a record by the Monkees, which is a band I liked as a little kid. So we started
the
talking about
Monkees,
that.
I remember that.
Yeah, hey. Next thing I know, we started writing songs together. And our big hit back then was called Bullets in My Brain.
It was like a funny song about suicide, or?
I guess it was a funny song about suicide. One of the funnier songs I've written about suicide, probably top
Yeah, one of the funniest.
top 5 at least.
Yeah.
So so we'd play out at a bar called Coochie's. Shout out to Sean and his brothers. They had talent night, and we called it no talent night because we would win just because we were jokey on stage.
Yeah. Well, you own the stage is what you're getting at.
I was not jokey out of the stage, but on the stage, people liked it. Bullets in Their Brains and some songs which were funny back in 1980 that maybe aren't as politically correct to talk about the titles now.
That's all right. We'll get a link in the description. We'll put a link in the description.
Right there.
Click on it at
Punch
your own
it.
risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we moved to New York City in the early 80s, and I'm like, I can't sing. Music is over.
Did you move here for music?
I moved here to become an actor.
You did.
Yeah, and what I didn't like, the two things against me was I hated the rejection part of acting, which is huge, and I didn't have much talent. And those things kind of
Go hand in hand.
oh man, big time.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Nicolas Cage or something.
Oh!
Got him. Shout out to Nicolas Cage.
But then I saw They Might Be Giants. I'm like, I miss those days of the two of us doing music together.
Yeah.
And Jim and I started doing music, and then he got his buddy Dave Saltzberg came in and played. That's probably Dave Saltzberg up there.
Dave.
So by the time we lived in the city in the early 80s, I thought my music career was over, and it probably always was and probably always is over.
Well,
yeah.
I kind of feel like take me for example. 12 years deep into comedy.
Yes.
People who started 2 years ago are way ahead of me. But it's like, how can you live without it? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's. I do get down about not having a TV credit. Any producers watching?
This
I don't
guy's
have
very
one.
good.
I do get very down about it, but then I realize, what would life be without it? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? We'll go clocking in, clocking out, paycheck, video games. No, I can't do it. I gotta do something.
Yeah. I mean, becoming famous is wonderful, and we never had any illusions of that happening. But by the time we got a full band together in late 80s, early 90s, we'd go out, and there'd be like 7 people in the crowd to see the band before us, and we'd bring in 20 people, then 40 people, which makes it sound like I'm bragging about bringing 40 people to a show.
40 people for me, that's like on the high end.
But that's $40 split among 5 men, so we were getting rich. And eventually we got up to 100 people a show here or there, and people started liking it because we didn't take ourselves seriously. We had a song called Crossdressing with my dad,
Yeah.
and people love that.
We both discovered that we both like to cross-dress. Cross-dressing with my dad, cross-dressing with my pop. And when we try on lingerie, we never wanna stop. Cross-dressing with my father, cross-dressing with my old man.
I watched it. I really like it. It's
Yeah.
that's where I was like, yeah, these dudes are punk. They're not taking themselves seriously, and it's good.
It's not based on
I was
neither
gonna
myself.
ask.
Neither myself nor my dad were cross-dressers.
Okay,
Although-
but let me ask you this.
Yes, I'm listening.
After it came out,
Oh, yeah, big
and
time
you were like, did you think about it? Were you like, well, let's see what all the hubbub is about?
Hubbub is the word to describe cross-dressing. No, I think anybody who's into cross-dressing, I think it's a fun thing for them. It's wonderful. So it wasn't making fun of anything like that. It was just the idea of a father and a son who never got along, bonded over cross-dressing. I thought it was like funny. And so I say my dad and I never cross-dress, but at my first wedding, my band did the song for the audience, and I'm like waiting to see my dad so I can sing it to him. He was very funny. And he's not around. I'm like, oh man, this could have a Kodak moment. And then next thing I know, he comes running out of the house. It was in his backyard, and he's wearing one of the dresses from the video. I think he had a blonde wig on, and it was like such a beautiful moment. So technically, we both cross-dressed at the same time for 3 minutes of our life.
Weirdly, life imitating art, right? You wrote the song.
Full circle.
Full circle. That's
Full circle.
Well, for people who are watching, the link to the video is in the description, But it's a story of a kid who has a strained relationship with her father, and then...
His father.
What did I say?
I thought you said her father. I just wanted to imply that, I want to be PC with you. Fuck, yeah.
Now we get along well. Now we do not shout.
Yeah, and then that really brings you together. I wish I had something like that with my dad. I wish I knew my dad. How is that? What's it like having a dad?
Oh, it's great. It's so underrated having a dad. So, I liked it. I liked it. I don't know what to say other than I lucked into having a good dad.
That's good.
And you should try it. Like a Big Brothers, Big Brothers
Big
for
Brothers,
people
Big
in their, like your
I was in
60s
that.
now.
I was in something like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was that? Oh, as a kid you were into something
I was
like that.
in it, yeah. No, yeah, I didn't do the mentor part of it. This guy would come pick me up on the weekends. Did I have a dad? Oh, man.
This show gets deeper and deeper with every question, man.
No, I'm pretty sure it was like a social services program. What if this is the moment I figured it all out? Like
oh, that explains so much.
I just stand up and leave.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing that fucking soda water over there just staring at me.
You were up, you should have grabbed it.
I know, but I'm only seeing it now.
Here. You want this?
Sure. You don't mind?
No?
What if I just include this whole thing?
Yeah, I think that would be good.
What if this is all that it is?
It would be one of your more interesting parts of an interview, you drinking soda.
Damn, bro. God. Shots fired, everybody. Band's back together.
Yeah.
But it was 3 people, now it's 2. Does that change it at all?
It became 5 people, but
Now
yeah,
you're
5
splitting $40 with 5
Yeah. We one time got paid $300 each to do a commercial for a new beer called Millard Light Ice. And I worked at an ad agency, so that's how we got chosen to be a band in the video. And they just needed something up like that weekend.
Yeah.
And I was excited, we're going to be on TV. And as luck would have it, in the 15-second commercial, rather than choose a song with me singing, they choose like an instrumental break, and I'm right in the middle of the screen, and all of a sudden this black diamond comes up and covers me. So you see me for maybe half a second, and the rest of the band for 2 seconds, and then you just see the logo. I'm like, those bastards.
Fucking bastards.
I made $300, man. And then the beer went out of business, so
Yeah,
payback.
Miller Lite Ice?
Miller Lite Ice. Yeah.
The ice beers didn't last too long, did
No,
they?
just
What
so
was the
bad.
idea behind ice beer?
It was supposed to have more alcohol content. Yeah.
If you wanted that, just drink liquor.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't such a good tasting beer, but we used to get it for free.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
yeah.
Was that part of the...
Well, I worked in an ad
part of the
agency,
deal?
so we
Oh.
had alcohol and ad agencies went hand in hand, and we had our own company.
I watched
agency
Mad
as well.
Men.
We were just like Mad Men, but we didn't dress.
Exactly like that?
We didn't. It was exactly like that, but we didn't dress as well.
Did women used to have torpedo titties?
There was one woman who probably was in her 60s back in when this was. And oh man, she looked like she was straight out of Central Casting for Mad Men. Sweetest woman on the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice doing interviewing and getting a sunburn at the same time.
Yeah. I think our lighting is going to change here in a second, so I might need to do a little adjusting.
Okay.
Okay. Now I might have to move the cameras and stuff. Well, you're still an ad man.
I'm in advertising. I'm a writer in advertising, yeah. I couldn't imagine a better career for me. I couldn't imagine getting paid for what I'm doing now. And I still have fun with it. So I actually like the business.
Yeah.
I respect the business. It's not as slimy as I thought it would be or what people think of. I guess there are plenty of companies that are like that, but I've been lucky to work with good people. It's been a great career for me. It's been fun. I've made great friends. But at one point, I was involved with an ad agency that was supporting a service called Herbert G. Birch Services, which was a wonderful organization helping out kids and families with HIV and autistic families and all.
Can I stop you? Do you have anything to do with Cars for Kids? Because if you do, I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. Right
It is
here.
stuck. I'll be in the nursing home in like 30 years from now going like, Cars for Kids.
It's got to be the most successful
It's
ad
irritating.
ever.
And the money just goes to like Orthodox camps, and you don't see that by looking at the commercial.
No.
but-
If you do any research on it, kids aren't getting cars.
No.
I've never seen one kid driving around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where are these cars
I don't
going?
know. It's crazy. Cars for kids. Yeah, I don't see kids driving cars.
Here's what I think happens.
Okay.
You donate your car, right?
Yes.
Because you're going to get rid of this car anyway, and you
Yeah.
want a tax write-off. So
Yes.
that's why it's attractive. Then this Orthodox Jewish organization makes money off of that used
Yes.
car and funds summer camps
Yeah.
for kids, I guess.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
in the end...
Which is wonderful.
I mean, it should be more like cars vicariously for kids.
I think that's the original name for a certain population of kids. Every kid deserves to go to camp, but it's a little deceptive that you see this little like Benetton ad with kids of all different
Oh,
nationalities.
yeah, that is true.
And then
It's very misleading, right?
I'm probably
That
gonna
little
knock.
black girl, she didn't see
She's not
any
going to that
part
camp.
of the...
No,
She's
no.
over here like...
I don't think those kids are
No,
playing the
she's
song.
from Judas Priest.
Full circle.
1877 cars for kids. This kid's like... Right, that kid is going bad.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, no.
But I have a hard time saying the word ventriloquist.
Oh, the irony of that.
I know, right? Well, that's what I was thinking. It'd be funny. Wouldn't it be funny to be a ventriloquist, which I have a hard time saying, but you wear a mask, so no one can tell you're a shitty ventriloquist. It'd be like,
fucking
yeah,
great,
like,
dude.
yeah. How do you like the interview so far? I think you suck. I think you really are the worst interviewer.
It's 9,000 degrees
It
in
is.
New York City.
Yeah.
Mike won't let us go in his air-conditioned apartment.
Yeah, I won't.
Because of the Delta variant.
I don't want to get Delta from this guy. I'm weird
Yeah.
like that. I'm
No, I
squeamish.
know.
Always was. Even as a little kid, my mom would be like, "Do you want to get the Delta variant?" I'm like, "No, Ma. That
Right.
sucks."
Yeah.
I was ahead of my time.
You were out of your time. Let me ask you how did it come about?
Do you want to go take a cold shower for the rest of this video?
Not a bad idea, right?
You get your first gigs, you record
Yes.
your first songs.
Yeah.
When did you guys know you were onto something? How did you get your first little bit of heat?
I didn't expect much to happen. The first couple times we played shows, we had a few friends show up, and they were like, "Oh, that was nice," and you're supposed to say that.
Yeah.
But then when we started getting more and more people coming and word of mouth, we were an ad agency, so we did have a lot of people come to either mock us, but I think eventually people started liking us. And then we did the video for Crossdressing with my dad, and Comedy Central played that. It was on a show called Music Scoop, I think that's what it was called, and it was like a battle of the bands sort of a thing.
Yeah.
It was held by IRS Records, and at one point it was hosted by Mark Maron and Kelly Ripa. And
The
so
more
we
you talk, the more I realize how much better credits you have than me.
Yeah, oh yeah. But you also can't verify any of my credits. Now I have videos of this stuff. And we made it to the finals of this Battle of the Bands thing.
Yeah.
Because we would call up and spend 99 cents. Remember that when you used to call up?
yeah.
Yeah, I want to vote for the Yahootees. We had a decent following. We had a song on Comedy Central. We had a song called The Ballad of Woody and Soon Yi on the radio and some small things. So we could have pushed harder. And one of our flaws was we just were like, I don't think it's going to happen, so we didn't do it. So if you are interested in making it, push harder. Don't give up like I did.
Is that a big regret? You didn't go.
I think we could have pushed a little bit more. I mean, I think that we started, but you know, what happened was that my guitar player, who I started the band with, and great friend Jim, moved. My drummer moved. My drummer became a big shot at ILM, so he works with George freaking Lucas. Like that did us any good.
Yeah.
But so no regrets. I really had a good time, and that's why doing this music again is kind of a nice little shot in the arm. Because you were saying before, you always gotta do something creative that
Something,
amuses
right?
you. Because it was easy to give up on this stuff.
So when your buddy came back over 2 decades later, wanted
Yeah.
to record something, did it instantly just be like, yes, this was missing?
Yeah, I love doing this stuff with him, and it came like certain people you gel with. And just whatever music he was writing, and I just wrote, usually the songs I would write in my head, and I'd have some sort of music the band would make better. This, he did the music first, and I don't like writing that style, but it was so fun.
Yeah.
And then I went home that night and I said, here's another verse. And he started recording it, and within a month we had a pretty worked out song called Clown Car. And what we're going to do with this new record, Huckleberry, when we release it on Facebook, every day for 11 days, we have 11 songs.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to feature a certain song. And he created this brilliant, fun artwork. It's kind of like a 45 cover for every song. And some of these things are just, certainly better than my singing.
Where can people find out more about this album?
We are going to be releasing it in September on SoundCloud. Huckleberry, the Yahootees, that's a new record. We also have our old album, Crossdressing with My Dad, The Ballad of Woody and Soon Yi. Frisk Me, Officer Tommy. All these hits that the people needs to hear again.
All right, well, I want to thank you for joining me.
Thank you,
Had a
Damon.
fun time. Check them out. Thank you guys so much for joining us. That's it for the Low Budget Show, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Thank you.
What were we talking about?
The Low Budget Show with Damon Millard.
I still love you.